Alrighty. Reading next, we have Charles Bernstein. Take it away, Charles.
With Vincent. I'm very glad to be showing here with the pop-up paintings of Susie B. and her Leporellos and books over on the right side near the door.
So what we're going to do now, the first thing that Vincent read with me was, and we'll read a little bit in French, was the basis for a poem, kind of like an transformation, translation, transcreation of a poem of his, which Holden translated into English, but I did an earlier version that was in a book of mine called Near Miss, and you'll hear that it's very much like what we did before, but this is my version of it, and Vincent has graciously agreed to read a little bit into French. Now, I know it's a little bit challenging for Americans to hear foreign languages, but we like French. French is because it's very cultivated. Très cultivated.
And what Charles could have added is that his poem was the afterword to the French edition, to Récupérer. So it was the poem that we're going to read together.
Was originally published in Vincent's book, and my title was Recap, which is another version of Recovery.
So the text that we read earlier to begin the reading is called Remplir, and it goes like this. Salut, bonjour, alors oui, mais allô, non, ou encore si, toujours peut-être, mais bon, eh bien, je veux dire, voyez, comment dirais-je, enfin si, mais si, vous voyez, c'est que, par exemple, on dit, tu rigoles. Non, non, mais si, non, tu rigoles, tu parles, bah, va, c'est la vie, quoi, tu veux rire. Oui.
So we're going to read the text off of the phone, and we're going to do line for line. What's up?
You there?
Hello?
Say what?
You there?
What's that?
Say what?
I hear you.
Surely.
You bet.
Maybe so.
Not now.
You bet.
Maybe so.
You there?
Not in the slightest.
Fine.
Maybe not.
Not in the slightest.
An abomination.
Rats.
Whatever you say.
You wish.
That's that.
Rats.
Whatever you say.
Right on.
For example.
Like I said.
For example.
An abomination.
You wish.
What a laugh.
Like I said.
Not at all.
Come on.
That's a keeper.
What a laugh.
Come on.
Not at all.
Like I said.
That's a keeper.
Right on.
It's a scream.
Yeah.
No.
No way.
It's a scream.
Absolutely.
No way.
Finally.
Nope.
Come on.
Good God.
Yeah.
Ain't it the truth?
No way.
You're killing me.
Enough already.
Well said.
You got it.
Perfect.
You're killing me.
Nothing at all.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okie dokie.
Nothing at all.
Okie dokie. Goodness gracious.
Nothing at all. I hear you.
Blah, blah, blah.
Surely.
Without question.
Certainly.
What a business.
Goodness gracious.
What the hell?
Such is life.
That's it.
Okie dokie.
Over and out.
You're killing me.
Nada.
That's the silver lining.
In spades.
Zero.
What a business.
Zilch.
That's the silver lining.
Without question.
In spades.
Bats in the belfry.
Impossible.
Nuts.
Beats me.
Bats in the belfry.
Guilty. Until proven otherwise.
And even then,
Nuts.
never can tell.
Until proven
A
otherwise.
doozy.
Impossible.
Far out.
And even then.
What a colossal waste of time.
Far out.
Nope.
A doozy.
I'm out of here.
What a colossal waste of time.
Later.
Priceless.
Out of here.
Not for me to stay. To
Later.
say.
Later.
Out in the dark.
Downer.
Not for me to say.
Jeez.
Priceless.
Out of the park.
Give me a break.
Serious.
It's the spot.
Not for me to say.
Give me a break.
As bloated as a reindeer floating on chocolate bunnies.
I never believed it for a second.
It's a scam.
That kills me.
As bloated as a reindeer floating on chocolate bunnies.
Give me a break.
That really bugs me.
I never believed it for a second.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
A long drop off a short cliff.
Really bugs me.
Not now.
It's the spot.
That kills me.
Incredible.
Icing on the lily.
Not now.
It's all timing.
A long drop off a short cliff.
Icing on the lily.
Take a closer look.
You can't hide from yourself, or maybe you can.
Just don't say, I never told you so.
Are you kidding?
Take a closer look.
It never fails.
Maybe you can.
It never fails.
Not to be believed.
Just don't say,
I never told you so.
Are you kidding? It never fails.
Checkmate.
What a sorry slight.
Without a doubt.
Bingo.
Unbelievable.
What a sorry slight.
Checkmate.
Not on your life.
I picked it up for a song and a dance.
Over my dead body.
A song and a dance.
Over my dead body.
Not on your life.
Not until it rains in the Mojave Desert.
I should have known better.
Not on your life.
Not until the last soldier leaves the field.
You could say that again.
Not until there is no more sand in the Sahara.
As I lived and breathed.
Down for the count.
You could say that again.
Down for the count.
As I lived and breathed.
Over and out.
Quite a shellacking.
See what I mean?
Over and out.
No chance.
Much to my regret.
What a shellacking.
Summers and smokes.
Much to my regret.
Best in show.
Over before it started.
No telling when.
And how?
Instant gratification.
And how?
No telling when.
Summers and smokes.
You blew it.
No second acts at the matinee.
Gee whiz.
You have to know when it's finished.
No second acts.
Overpriced. Even for free.
That's just half of it.
I'm inoculated.
There's more to life than mortadella.
All played out.
Even for free.
I'm inoculated.
But not much more.
That's just half of it.
More to life than mortadella.
In the breaks.
One-way tickets.
Still hurts.
But not much more.
Mesmerizing.
And then some.
Still hurts.
One-way ticket.
Mesmerizing.
A tin ear and a cardboard voice.
And then some.
Count me in.
Sucker punched.
Palookaville all over again.
Cardboard voice.
Sucker punched.
Those chickens coming home to roost, and then it turns out they weren't chickens.
Baloney.
Count me in.
The nerve.
I'm floored.
Plenty more where that came from.
Baloney.
I'm floored.
I feel like I was hit in the head with a sewing machine.
I never believed it.
Paralyzing.
Never say never.
Paralyzing.
Boring.
You think?
I kid you not.
Never say never.
Boring.
Couldn't agree more.
Paralyzing.
I kid you not.
You got the wrong guy.
Just so.
Couldn't agree more.
You got the wrong guy.
You think?
Just so.
Okay, up next we have Sarah Riggs. Sarah is a poet, artist, and filmmaker. Her most recent book of poetry, The Nerve Epistle, is with Roof Books in 2021. It includes letter poems and conversations with Rachel Levitsky, Julie Patton, Selena Sue, Anne Waldman, and others. Riggs has received prizes for her book, Pom and Granite, 1913 press in 2015, and her translation from the French of Et al. Adnan's Time with Nightboat 2019. Riggs' poetry has been translated into French, Arabic, Japanese, and Italian, and she lives in Brooklyn. Please welcome Sarah.
celebrate Vincent, who I've known for 20 years. And right across from Taraneh's pomegranate painting and Susan B's, is that Billie Holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And with you all, so thank you so much. So this is my letter poem to Vincent Broqua. Dear Vincent Broqua, land locked and arrived, a mellow compartment. There to the something avenue, poised on an artichoke or two, severed and delivered, rolling speech, quickly in the wonder, staccato, a performance solo into main, frightening there, tremulous. You laughed to determine whereabouts, at the center of souls, there to the steps leading up and down. Tracy Morris wowing Albertine, and you to the angle, articulate. So more or less uttered. You are singing, you in flight, landing here and there. And we're coming on the second anniversary of Insectageddon with Cecilia Vicuña on the Chelsea High Line. So I'm going to read from the anthology ditty. A grasshopper is an emotional grasshopper, is a grasshopper. An ant is an essential worker ant, is an ant. A praying mantis is devotional, a praying mantis. A cricket is an eclectic cricket, is a cricket. A roly-poly is a singular roly-poly, is a roly-poly, a roly-poly. An earthworm is a susceptible worm, a worm, a worm. A maggot is a vocational maggot, is a working maggot. A ladybug is a grouchy ladybug, is a ladybug. A spider is a lonely spider, is a spider solo. A centipede is a laughing centipede, is a centipede. A cicada is a probable cicada, is a cicada with human wings. A gnat is a darling gnat, is a daring gnat. A mosquito is a flirtatious mosquito, is a mosquito. A bumblebee is a giddy bumblebee, is a bumblebee. A fly is a visionary fly, is a fly. A moth is an all-knowing moth, is a moth. A dragonfly is a meditative dragonfly, is a dragonfly.
Alrighty, up next we have Kevin Holden. Kevin is a poet, translator, and essayist. He is the author of 7 books and chapbooks of poetry, including Solar, which was a finalist for the National Poetry Series and won the Fence Modern Poets Prize, and Birch, which won the Ash Satter Prize, the Press Award. I like what they do as well, I just can't say it. Or did. And Pink Noise, just out from Nightboat. Kevin translates from French, German, and Russian, and his translation of Jean Day's book, The Figure Outward, is forthcoming from Black Square Editions. He's taught at Bard, Brown, Iowa, and Harvard, and is currently a junior fellow at the Harvard Society of Fellows, and the writer-in-residence of Kirkland House. He is also an activist and cares a great deal, as we all should, about trees. Please welcome Kevin.
We should care about trees.
That was my addition.
This is, I don't know if do I need this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is so great. I love Vincent, and it's just so happy making to be here and do this. and yeah, we've known each other for some time, and some of the conversations about poetry I've had with Vincent and Olivier are the best I've ever had about poetry. We've known each other for a long time. We started translating each other just some years ago, but in a small glass house at the beautiful home of Omar and Sarah. So it's just kind of great to be with you two, people I don't see very often. Anyway, so I'm going to read poems from this new book, the one from Nightboat, called Pink Noise. And these are also they, but it's just easier to read the loose leaf paper. So I'll just start inside of it, though, just for the sake of it. Nephilim. Antiphonal 12-tone, as if there could be such a thing. Anticomb, the pollen, a yellow shivering, to take your seraphim and synapses, the spaces between O, a raven, a crow, an owl. Show me the backside of the data barn, one yottabyte of brain. Oh, come on now, you would say, supercomputer, unbutton your pants. Chrysoprase. Icosahedral, the antipodal variation for Vivian and wheels within wheels, take him from behind, thrusting an infinite variation. The god splits in two and is in front and is behind this perfect green man cut out of wood. Anyway, Ophanim, the darker substrate, a Subway, McDonald's, a Wendy's, at 3 a.m. in the wastes of the city, come out of the club, enter the electric grid, ECT shivering up through her spine and digitizing thunder and traffic noises. Say again, rainbow, rainbow, all the music is a rainbow. Aves. Transform that space, well, you're okay, how much money did you get, purple sage field? He'd say it was real, well, I don't remember that fold. A flock of geese in triangles, I'll give you 20. That would be what the birds start with. Peridot. Awaken each moment in an emerald cube to see that scene of transmutation, that metamorphosis or phosphorescent blur. Point being be inside the point of light, lit a route to be it then, greener algorithm in his mind. Bones in his white sheen, bulge in his white jeans, veins in his big arms. Regardless, Hegel saw the pyramids as vast prisms of death. Regardless, Vishnu reclines on a sea of milk. The sky milk blue and astringent, he says. The snow is a different color up here, blue, like skim milk, he says. Why we recline on this day as opposed to others. The world is all that we must pass over in silence. Antiquoron flame up in his mind. This sticks and null set recombine to a vision of your life behind bars, an ever-darkening infinity, so you break it apart with your bare little hands and thank your mother for your name. Highland Plains. That would any we heap in glassy mathematics, shiver into a corner, black and white go, strung over grid little bowls, you to show any stellation in here. Please be my blue redux for aqueduct labeling, you shout dark nibelung, I'd say happy opaque quartz a shouting. All those plains ever chiming in it, darken your ore into transfinite huge glyph, bright aleph burning into you, luciferase. Taste that salt at the starry edge now. We leap into happy cubes, feet untethered but aimless, vectorless. You shower in rosy shadows. Poetry is the negative space of being. In it all folded ligaments shower, vortex for the fistful flowers. Back in it for you, J-curve, we are here, saddened in those multiform dances, flow out in a dress of graphemes, naked at the door. Halcyon. You'd say a long time, and the motion perpetual, parahelix for a daybreak, a rebus, a rhombus, a tisket, a tasket, head of Orpheus in a wicker basket. Azeotrope. To get to the place behind the beech tree, that place beyond that greenery, sing foil up into a blaze, ring out sound in a final blue flash. Deep tones ground into the metal, rose gold oriole, little birds to throw you up to the sky. Each second is its own thought. I've been to many parts of this city. Each section changes so much, or does not change anywhere. Marble slab in the mind of God, or air. And then the last one, called Cornflower. Return that crisper gray square, aleatoric television in an emerald light, or lightning bug in allotropic variety, wander derivatively, regressing for a queen and a castle, 8 by 8, and a series of planned permutations showing clue, cube, cough, set from the start, and a winter flower, 5 points of the folded star, or sigils, allotropic series. That could be a mesophasic pathway to a woodland brook, a hooded ministry, or black-blooded falconress, mustard seed, golden yield, hand hurting in another mind, your limits of being pulled over onto the other sphere, lichen, birch, a phenomenal ray, or angels, bunched in a corner, head or heart, and we walk over those fields and search ever for a window frame for the world, and something tracing a ladder, something, and you say, leave that therefore, quartet for the end of time, and building in language games, that non-space by the board or the lilac bush, charred glyphs spelled outward in salt scrawl, or the white asymptote watches you every dawn through your eyes. That's what happened to me.
Okay, up next we have Omar Berrada. Omar is a writer and curator whose work focuses on the politics of translation and intergenerational transmission. He is the author of the poetry collection Clonal Hum, and the editor or co-editor of several books, including the forthcoming Another Room to Live In, 15 Contemporary Arab Poets. He is currently studying racial dynamics in North Africa while living in New York. Please welcome Omar.
Thank you. Could this be a little higher?
Yes.
Hi everyone. Hi Vincent.
Hey.
Comment ça va?
Très bien. It's good to see you here.
I met Vincent around the year 2000, so I'm not going to tell you how many years it's been. We have obviously many people, friends, events, projects in common over those years. And in thinking of what to read, I thought that among the many people and friends and projects we have in common, there was Etel Adnan and Simon Fattal. And I happen to have recently written a small sequence of poems for a book that was just published, and I'm supposed to receive it in the mail, but it's arriving Monday. The book is called Thus Waves Come in Pairs, Thinking with the Mediterraneans. And Thus Waves Come in Pairs is a sentence in Etel's book, Sea and Fog. And this book was published to accompany an exhibition by Simon Fattal that happened in Venice recently, and it's organized around a conversation between Simon and Etel that the curator of the exhibition, Barbara Casavecchia, recorded in 2021 and was just published for this book. So the sequence of poems was a response to the conversation between them. And it's called Port of Mutual Memories. And it's 8 short poems. 1. The sea was far from this shore, Dimashq, a port of mutual memories on the outer edge of French. Going to Souq al-Hamidiyya to look at rugs, to look, perchance to buy, to hang, to see, the weaving on the wall, to dream, the knots out of which life is wrought, the soft and heady scent of jasmine and bitter orange in your uncle's garden. 2. Al-Hamidiyya was their museum. Even the rich had no paintings. Reminiscence borrowed other surfaces. The perfect memory of water, childhood's main companion. trembling lines across recycled paper. The weathered wood of a dining table sustains multitudes. This surface is my work stand. This work stand is the world. 3. Sea in Arabic is masculine, behaves like an ocean, mocks the night sky. I see it in your eye, rising like walls, on the other side, a drowning. A sailor spoke its language. For a brief moment, he knew the perennial truth. Empires do fall into perfect geometries of stone. In the ruins of Rome, we too have a part. 4. The war came and took the poem. The war came and we saw nothing. We were inside. The war came and the boats returned. Every language is foreign, but for the sailor, whose knowledge moves with the tides, textured, situated, unafraid, you consent to become a wave. If war comes, will this water hold you? 5. Noah's sister was an olive tree in Batum, old as life itself. The bird carried her branch and the deluge spared us. We bore witness to diversity's ruin, a farce of conquest, a bloody passageway to heavenly shores, an archaeological thrill, thick clouds overtook. Fight the language you are using. We vow to hear more voices. Our revelations shall be fresh. 6. Where's the water of disappeared rivers? Can a sea die of thirst for the life that filled it? Forget the fertilizers, we need fish back in. We will not go to outer space. There is much to learn down here. Cedars and pines, fig trees and crawling vines. She is crazy about octopuses. 7. The Mediterranean is effusive, is talking to us. The Mediterranean is a continuous odyssey of boats we cannot leave behind despite the caravans due west. The Mediterranean is like time. If you pay attention, you will hear the scared and the silent voices of generations, the music of the whales, the secret sounds of a snail and a sea anemone. We have been modest. We sustain each other. We deserve perfume. 8. Jellyfish fall triumphant for legal loopholes, the fast and the slow violence of aquarium living. This sea is a body, is a world, is a house, is a hood of intersecting lives beneath furtive bleeding, sheep unseen by the shore, a shipwreck at Ithaca, old rust amid new algae. The octopus kissed your leg as we flapped our fins. The salty air fled our broken core. This white average sea, the middle of the earth, an abstraction of climate, no oxygen required.
Thank you, Omar. That was beautiful. And for one last time, please welcome Vincent.
So thank you a lot. And thanks to all my friends for being here and reading. It means so much to me that I shall be in the same reading as Omar. I don't think we ever read anything together with Sarah. I don't think we ever read together. Kevin, we did read together mutual translations. Charles, of course, many, many times. And I want to thank Charles for his support and his generosity over the years. It's just mind-blowing. Who am I forgetting? Andrew, thank you so much for doing this. And taking charge of, being the master of the revels, as I said before, and Taraneh. So Taraneh, thank you for having us all and for your beautiful art. And you can also after the reading go to her studio back there where there's more of her art and the new paintings that she's just done that are completely gorgeous. The reason why I'm mentioning her last is because she's going to help me read a text that I could never have read myself because her sister, who cannot be with us, Hazal Mosadegh, wrote it. It's a collaboration that we did. It's an ongoing collaboration based on a poem that Hazal wrote. And yeah, we're just taking it wherever we can and want. Maybe should I have a mic? Yeah, should we use a mic? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. You. And it's just a few excerpts from the collaboration, so I hope it makes sense, and maybe it doesn't make sense, which is the point.
کاش آدم بتواند، باید که بتوان. اگر آدم خواست باید بتوان سر رو گذاشت روی میز چوبی، گوش را گذاشت روی چوب میز و شنید صدای غریب درون میز را و بعد سطر نوشت و ترجمه کرد. من این کار را نکردم، اما دیگر وقت آن شده که آدم یک کاری بکند.
Notes on translation.
پس حرف‌هایی هست که نمیتوان به زبان آورد. آن حرف‌ها را شاید بتوان ترجمه کرد، اما به ترجمه اعتباری نیست.
Table sounds, days, stars outside of the window. Process of capturing it, it starts before, backed by the table. Table stays put. A chow fun of light on it, slanted. Is there a way to press an ear against the table? Take the table, tremor by tremor. Si seulement on pouvait, devrait être possible, faisable. Si on le veut, on pourrait, devrait pouvoir. Poser la tête sur une table en bois, poser leur oreille sur son corps de bois pour en écouter les sons étranges et puis transcrire vers à vers et le traduire immédiatement. Acts of translating is as much tactile as visual, full of sensory information and brimmed with auditory data. It sometimes happens through listening.
کلامتیس ها گیاهان متزلزلی هستند، بس که نزدیکند به کلمه کلامتیس، میزهای پینگ پونگ سبز آبی تابستان را که یادتان هست. زبان زمینی بین دریا و تالاب با کلماتی غنی اما به شکنندگی کلامتیس به کلامتیس.
Clematis remain shaky plants enough that they are close to the word clematis.
کلمه.
Kalame, kalam. Blue-green ping-pong tables. Say you remember the summer. It's terrestrial language between
چند.
sea and
چند.
delta, full of rich words with the fragility of a clematis. Clematis to clematis sentence. Clema, kalame, clemat, calamat. Calamatidis. The words laid there. Son contexte de ponctuation de plantes. La vie nous traverse d'un contact des langues. Ton genre, est-ce dans la langue ou dans le langage? Is your gender in the tongue or in language? Et si c'est ton genre, est-il déjà masculin? ¿Es su género en la lengua o en el lenguaje? ¿O sobre la lengua que lame la mesa y las heridas? Las clematides always knew too well our gender and our wantings weren't in the language or on the tongue. They were inside the box where the transference happened. I'm just going to end with the poems that I call fires, if you can bear with my Broqua English. Yeah, they were written first in English, and then they were self-translated from the French, and then I published the French recently in La Langue des Garçons, where there are fire poems and fresh poems as a way to think about those contradictory things all at once in the same book. Fires, and there are a lot of fires recently, even in the streets of Paris, with those demonstrations that we participated to. So fires. If you are like fire, and that fire spreads almost everywhere, what sort of a sign is this? Is it a revolt, exaltation, a language, or all of the above? Does fire consume itself in this devastation? Fire. Fire the beaches, marine life. Keep your distance from marine life, wildlife. Stay away, your kayak close to the coast or in town, canoeing on swimming pools, lying nude, draping fire, dormition zones to paddle. Let them migrate or leave them alone or camouflaged. Leave them to their life of wool, their plumage dancing far off. Fire, arms in one's feet in doubt, all in flaming go. Fire, red future to isolate, that is outing in a boat, precautions, torn slip, flotilla, effects, relations of coot to rock moraine. Impacts, fire, outside burn your yacht, language, animals, shoot up stocks of dolphins in Calabria, incendiary leaps of maritime groupings, bursting mouth, lemon finback, pomegranate, lying bare, a sea passage, biocenos. Fire hose, language, it fired up the whole word, a fire, push. Fire, fire, don't let them fire you, politics of fire or biodiversity reduced to projectile things. Antelope, yacht, burn, your language, you. Fire, fire hose, fire, bloody nature of power, rocks to stones for each thing well alive, embraced, ablaze, start from strength, metal rain over him. Fire.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you to all our readers. Please mingle, enjoy. Merci.
Merci. Oh là là.
Sorry, I'm just like read my Is there anything I can do to help with the...
Yeah, we're with the word.